What's the P3?
Back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
A package that wasn't as competitive as we had all hoped. There was that big hope to be as quick as Max, a little bit better. Exposed a weakness of mine, a weak spot of mine. My driving style exposed a weakness of mine, a weak spot of mine to drive fast. COVID started to wear off. To be honest, I never wanted to be in Formula One.
Let's go, man! I got you!
It's backseat drivers time.
Good evening and welcome to Backseat Drivers number 24 for 2023. Tonight brought to you by Caltex with Tektron, free hats for everyone except for Bulvey because he didn't enter the competition. To talk about that and many other topics tonight, we have one of the fellow hat enthusiasts, Matthew, and Rob.
Thanks, Dave. I'd just like to thank my sponsor, Caltex, with Tektron. Brought to you by Caltex.
Finally, sponsorless Bulvey.
No hat Bulvey.
No, I've still got a hat on. It's just proudly bordered by Project One or whatever this company is.
Did you get yours for free?
Yeah, free.
This one actually was a free hat.
Ah.
Did you send
I
away the hat only to forget that the hat was there and then 9 months later get the hat delivered?
No. No, this hat was just given to me. Here, have a free hat.
Oh.
Well, we had to wait an extraordinary long time for our free hats.
Yeah, no, I saw that in the chat.
Yeah, they had to post them to us and stuff.
I think they may have under-anticipated the demand for free hats.
There was a lot of paperwork involved in this advertising contract we have with them now.
Yep.
Brought to you by Caltex.
Yeah, with Tektron.
With Tektron.
It's actually Tekron. Matt did say it right.
I think that's who Bulvey works with. Old Tekron.
Tekron.
And I'm done for the night.
Yes, you are.
And I'm out.
This is why you're on the big bucks.
This is why I get paid in hats.
Yeah.
You're one of the top 3 highest paid employees on the Backseat Drivers. You're outside the salary cap.
This is the top 3. Who doesn't get paid?
Dave.
I think I'm the lowest because I actually put money into this.
True.
We just get the free stuff.
Yeah.
I think this is the tax write-off for Dave.
Well, not for me, but maybe someone else's business that paid.
Maybe for the team principal.
Yeah, my boss.
Your boss, yeah.
Mrs. Toto.
Yeah. So we're here to talk about some racing. So there was an event on the weekend.
Yes.
Can I guess who won?
Guess who won, Rob?
Was it Max?
You'll never get. Oh wait, you did guess.
I think we all won, didn't we?
Are they?
Yes, we did.
Are they sponsored by Caltex?
No, they're not.
Red Bull by Caltex?
Don't think so.
No.
I think they're number one.
What fuel do they
Max
use?
Just mucking around now, Dave.
I think so.
Well, I reckon they are too. Even Yui, like the way they said, we'll change the side pods to look like exactly like the way Mercs did, and they were still faster.
No, that was Bulvey. That was just a power play. That's Newey, just power play. That was him walking past Toto and just going, "I'll fix that for you, but not for you, for me." And then he did it and goes, "That's how it's meant to be done." Anyway, I'm off to win some more races. I think at this point,
they are sponsored by ExxonMobil. That's their fuel company.
Who?
Yeah,
ExxonMobil. Red Bull.
I thought they were Esso. Or was it the same thing?
Same company.
Esso's part of
Esso, ExxonMobil, same thing.
Yeah. So I think they do change the logos depending on the market.
Yeah.
In some. Because I'm not sure where Esso is, but yeah.
It's an American-based company. Well, it's basically it's owned by ExxonMobil. It's just another branding name for it. It used to be in Australia,
but you might find
overseas. Well, I think more Europe.
in Australia, like it'll definitely be mobile branding.
I think in Europe, it's ESO.
Yeah.
I think it's more ESO in Europe because I do remember seeing it. One in Germany, a petrol ESO petrol station.
Yeah, so you probably find if there was a German Grand Prix, they'd probably have ESO branding on the car for that. Yeah. So I tried something a little bit different over the weekend, and I actually didn't bother watching either of the qualifying sessions.
Is that something you should be talking about in this stream?
Well, it's to do with racing. So
does Tam know about this?
So this is for backseat driving dark. No, I didn't bother watching either of the qualifying sessions. I just went into the sprint and the race a bit blind.
Yeah.
I'd seen kind of the lineup for the race, obviously, on Saturday, but didn't bother watching the qualifying session. And I don't think I really missed much over the weekend.
No, not with the sprint round.
The qualifying is my favorite part of the weekend.
That's where you have all the fun. That's where you see people have a chance for a hope.
But you know what's going to happen.
I know.
You watch qualifying, you're like, oh, look, someone other than Max got pole. And then in your mind, you're thinking, this could be different. And then in reality, you're like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
It just looks different. But the ending, the riders are still going to have the same ending.
You can only hope.
Where Max wins by a day.
1100ths of a second, Piastri was behind Max in the sprint qualifying.
And then Max was like, I'll push the magic button, and now I'm a day in front of everybody.
Because there's a chance Max can crash in qualifying, whereas in the race he's just too far ahead, yelling at his engineer.
No, Rob, I've called it now. Max is going to crash trying to chase a fastest lap. And that will be the funniest thing ever because he'll have to have that awkward conversation with his engineer where he'll be like, what happened, Max? He's like, nothing. He goes, what happened, Max?
What happened?
Shut up, I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to send my dad into the pit thing and punch you in the face.
Was it early last year when Leclerc went in to get new tyres to get the fastest lap and still couldn't do a faster lap than Max did 20 laps earlier?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
I
happened.
think he got a speeding in pit, like something speeding in the pits or something.
He
got a
every second
penalty. Week. So he lost his fastest lap and then he lost places.
I can see like Max wanting to go for a questionable one. Like having a wheel nut jam or something like that and actually losing the race. Yeah.
We're all hoping for that.
We can only hope. We can only hope.
Yeah.
Didn't Lewis steal it this week?
What's that?
Yeah.
No.
I can't remember.
Lewis got fastest lap.
Kind of zoned out there for a bit.
Yeah. No, he did get fastest lap, Lewis.
Yeah.
Because
he was that far in front of
Yeah.
I know I've got a way to troll Max. What happens, right? This is highly probably questionable. Max obviously finishes the race 4 days in front of everybody, right? Everyone behind him then stops 1 lap to go, and they each do a flying lap, one after another after another.
No, it has to be 2 laps. It has to be 2 laps.
One of them is 2 laps. One of them is bound to get a faster lap than Max, and because Max is always finished, there's nothing he can do about it, and he'll get furious.
They all start coming in after he's crossed the line. So, yeah. So he has no chance. Yeah.
In fact, what you do is you have people that would just draft for them just as their job is to just cut
like
out
in
the
qualifying session.
Yeah. Basically, everyone pits. Everyone gets a brand new set of soft tires. Even all the other teams help each other. Like if Alpha needs some help, someone from Ferrari will come along and they'll put a nice combination of soft tires. Everyone goes out with a 10, 20-second gap. One of them's bound to win. Max sees what happens, and he cracks the shit. and then he yells at the engineer because there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah.
And then there'll be some furious new rule change where you have to finish within like a day of Max.
That won't happen.
I would do that. If I was at the back, I would do a deal with Lewis. I'd say, I'll sit in front for you. Even if they spin out, I would just have people driving at full speed just to do single straights. just enough to steal the fastest lap off him.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he hates it when his teammate does it. Can you imagine if one of his? He would have been furious after Lewis stole it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's difficult that one though because he's that far ahead in the championship now.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you risk say a record like that?
It looks like he's trying to get every point available.
Yeah, I think it might be a bit like okay, then I tick off like I'm going to have the most fastest laps of anyone
For a season.
like that. That's kind of his quest now because obviously the championships are done. But
Pretty
like
much.
if I can win every race to the end of the season, that gets me like another 10 closer to Lewis.
Let's have
the
a question
sprint-
from the.
Sprint,
We got a question for about the race. We got about the
Sprint-
race, the main race,
Sprint race he did
main
very
race?
well.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he did race.
the main,
He did well
the
in
main
the
race.
Sprint race, he was knocking on the point score there, and
Yeah.
for a
Actually,
little bit, I
Rob,
was like, he could actually
out of the
pass the
Australians,
freeze here.
who did better out of the Australians in the race?
Yuki did. It wasn't really hard. All he had to do was make it past the first corner without signs pushing him into a
Without
wall.
being assassinated by a
Yeah,
flying
exactly.
Italian from
But-
nowhere.
No,
Carlos
flying
did come
spinner.
out and say that it was because Piastri was inexperienced, just like
You have to
Sainz
say
was.
something.
Just like Sainz was at Coda a couple of years ago when Russell took him out. That was all
Yes.
because Sainz was inexperienced.
So whose fault was it, and why was it Lewis's?
Uh,
I've even seen F1 fans, Ferrari fans say that it was, if your wheels are locking up on the far left-hand side and then you magically appear on the far right-hand side, even I know if your wheels are locking up, something's gone terribly wrong
Terribly.
and you shouldn't be going in a direction that's not straight.
Yeah.
When it first happened, you're like, oh, I need to see the replay. You saw the first replay and you're like, fucking science.
Yeah.
That's all I needed.
yeah.
Yep.
And yet,
One replay.
Carlos is still going on.
Hmm.
Same
Whose
as
fault
me.
was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Digging that
It
hole.
wasn't me. Yeah.
It wasn't.
It's in a situation like that, I can on some of the calls, like, yeah, okay, let's have an argument about it, something like
Yeah.
that. It's a bit like, okay, guys,
Yeah.
I may have made a mistake here. I'm sorry. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone has bagged him out for it too. Like
yeah.
no one's gone, yeah, no, maybe, he shouldn't have been like that. But yeah, no, everyone's just gone, no, you fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it helped that his wheels were locking up when he was doing it. Like, it genuinely looks like he was
Yeah.
not in control of his vehicle, which makes it look
Yeah.
bad.
Well, he locked up and then turned into him because he had no room because he came in too hot.
He was gonna, and he didn't want to. He didn't want to rear end Lewis.
Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you've
but-
also got to have your spatial awareness of who
You
else
got to
is
see
around.
who else is around
Yeah.
you, but he didn't.
Which he was saying that, or I'm not sure if it was him or someone else was saying that Lewis did break earlier because he was trying to get the cut back then on.
Okay.
It would have been Checo at that point.
Yeah, would have been. Checo,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Third.
Yeah. Which. Yeah.
Speaking of not seeing what's going on, did anyone see the crash in F3 where the marshal, two guys had a bit of an incident. One of them spun, and he's coming back on the track, and he's sitting there at the curb waiting to come in. One of the marshals on the other side waved him in straight in front of another car and T-boned him.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was nasty. The guy got out and like straight over the other guy, apologized, and I was like, so sorry.
Yeah.
But you see in the replay, the marshal's just like waves him out. I'm like,
Was this during quali or was this during the actual race?
this was in the sprint, right? No, it was in the main race.
Main race? Okay. I'll watch it later.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But yeah, when they show the replay, you can see the dude giving him a wave to bring him out. Because he wouldn't have been able to see properly. It was like on a bit of a bend.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was bad, yeah.
That's very disappointing.
Yeah. He's probably just walked away after that going, oops.
You
should have
looked. Was that guy?
It's like helping your friend park, and you're like, keep coming back.
You're all right. Boom.
You should have stopped.
Right. Go forward. Don't worry, I've done that. I've actually done that. I have done that to somebody, unfortunately. Thankfully, they had a tow bar. Thankfully, the other person had a tow bar.
Where I used to work, when we had to put all the trucks away in the factory, you used to do that.
Oh, no.
You just wave them back until they crashed into the other truck. Because you're going slow anyway, and they're trucks they've all got metal bumpers or whatever. So you're just like, yeah, bang! You kids are still waving. Yeah.
Maybe it actually was the sprint race. But I'm reading something here that there was no points awarded for the sprint race at Spa for F3 because there was just too much going on.
Too much excitement.
Yeah,
I think so.
But it's behind a paywall. So
the good thing about F1, there's never going to be too much excitement.
Is F3 on Foxtel? Or
KO,
KO, yeah. It's on KO.
So we can. Everything's behind a paywall these days.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So we just.
So who did the best out of the Aussies this weekend?
Valtteri.
Yeah, I was going to say, what has finished?
Higher than Dan.
He finished 13th.
I actually think without the race didn't go to plan for Dan. But having said that, I'm going to defend him anyway. But he didn't do a bad job. It was obvious he was stuck behind. I think it was Magnussen basically the whole race
and Hulkenberg. The two Haas's he was stuck behind.
He was stuck behind the Haas's with DRS, and they were pulling away from him down the straight. So there was something going on there. Yeah. Whether they'd gone more for a wet setup like the McLarens did, and that's why he had no pace down the straight, or something was wrong with the car or whatever. So for the result he got, it probably wasn't terrible. Obviously, Piastri's weekend was extremely good.
Yeah,
as well.
I think Piastri's proven himself to be pretty damn competent.
Oh yeah,
especially up against Lando, like being able to hang with Lando.
So let him have this let him finish this year. What next year? I reckon they'll be fighting against each other for sure.
Oh yeah.
In terms of but there won't be okay, fine. I've gone to all the tracks now. I've learnt the car. He does all this. He does all the sim work again over the winter break as well. So it'll be watch out next year.
I will feel sorry for Lando if there is another race was it Monza when Dan won?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Piastri gets a win and Lando doesn't.
Just call him Pastry.
Pastry, I know. I'm getting confused what to call him because I call him Pastry so much.
Just call him Oscar Pastry.
Oscar Pastry. So Dan is currently in 21st place in a 20-horse race.
He'll move up. Technically he's equal 20th with two other people.
On the F1 site, it actually says 21.
I know, you put the screenshot there in the notes.
I did. And that's going to stay there. And it's also...
you know what, Rob? He's... Except for Debris, Nick DeSlow finishing 12th.
Yeah.
Dan's already probably started a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
See, DeVries' first race in F1, he actually got points.
Yeah, but that was a different car.
Yeah, that was a different car.
That was arguably a worse car at the time.
Was it though?
Yeah. I was at Monza, so it suited the car perfectly.
Yeah,
you've just been boobied.
Yeah, and Daniel is behind Logan Sargent.
Don't worry, he'll get past him.
Are you saying that Dan's first race he was in a better car than
Yes.
You're
Last
saying
week,
the
there
AlphaTauri right now was
It's
a
gotten
better
worse.
car than the
Was a better
Williams at
car
Monza.
than Williams.
Yeah.
No, Dan's first race was in a Hispania Racing Team car,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's even
which
worse.
is the worst car that's ever seen the grid in the 2000s.
Yeah. Still better than the AlphaTauri.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Oh
So-
no, Rob, the
Yeah.
correct name, isn't it called the Boss Racing now?
Oh yeah. So, supposedly
Yeah.
the rumor is boss, big.
Hugo Boss Bull Racing.
I
Big
had
Boss
heard
Racing.
it was going to be another fashion brand.
Oh, which one?
Oh.
Which one? What?
Well,
Hugo
I
Boss
just
is
heard.
still
Hugo
a-
Boss.
Yeah,
Hugo
I
Boss is
heard
a
that it
fashion
was
brand.
going to be a fashion brand. Now, whether that's some people have put two and two
Well-
together and decided Hugo Boss, or
Did-
whether that's genuine.
What's happening with the AlphaTauri brand? Are they just going to make it defunct, or have they sold the clothing
Possibly.
brand to someone else? Or
I
Maybe Hugo
suspect it's that Hugo Boss has come along and wanted to sponsor them,
Yep.
Maybe.
or Hugo Boss was looking for, and then rather than them putting their own money in, someone else's.
I have a Hugo Boss suit, and it's very lovely. But unfortunately, since I bought it, I'm getting a little taller because I'm a growing young lad.
Yep.
And they,
Doesn't fit.
You're going vertical, not horizontal.
Taller out rather than
yeah,
up.
taller that way.
Taller in width.
And they don't cater for the
I have-
larger man.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
They don't, or the suit that you currently own doesn't cater for that.
both.
A bit of column A and a bit of column B.
Yeah.
Because I have a suit that doesn't cater for my current size either.
I'm not going to get rid of it because I do plan on getting back into it one day. So after I
Which
go on,
day would this be, Rob? Like,
it'll be a Thursday.
okay.
Yeah. This will be after I go on a hunger strike at work
Oh, yeah.
for better meals and lunch.
Hey, Rob, what do you think's going to happen first?
Yeah.
Perez gets kicked out of Red Bull, or you fit into a suit?
Probably mean a suit. Perez came second. He's
Yeah.
calmed his head and he got out of qualifying one for the first time ever. It'd be hard for him to get rid of him when he's second.
No,
Yeah.
I reckon they still will.
it wouldn't be hard to get rid of him.
It's very easy, Rob.
Why would
Thomas
they
just
get rid
walks
of him?
down and goes, "Oi, you're out."
Because they could get rid, unless they get rid of him for a driver they know can perform, like they'll get in Lando, they'll get in Charles or someone like that. But they wouldn't get
Daniel
rid of him.
Ricciardo.
They wouldn't get rid of him for Daniel Ricciardo. They would not get rid of him for someone who hasn't performed in the last 7 years.
Hey,
He's one race.
Dave, if when Dan scores points for AlphaTauri and he gets a
Yeah.
couple of points, and then
Yeah.
they get rid of Checo, and then he drives for
Yeah.
Red Bull,
Yeah,
and then obviously Red
Rob
Bull
has to like eat his suit or something.
well, that too. But then
I'll be sponsored by Red Bull that week.
Who do they put the drivers' names on the constructors' championship? And will it be 3 drivers' names? and then Rob has to eat a suit.
I suspect Checo's done enough now to finish off the season.
Yeah.
With Red Bull.
So no surprise sacking over the summer holidays.
Yeah, I suspect if Dan had the similar result on Sunday at Spa as what he did on Saturday, and if Checo had had another shocker of the weekend,
incident,
I think it might have swapped it over the summer break or shuffled someone out. But yeah, I think he's probably right now, and considering they're that far ahead, it doesn't matter so much.
So he's still. I reckon if they get to a point where he's got his second place sealed and done for the season, they may swap him out.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I think it also depends on
yeah.
when the Super Formula Championship finishes and whether Lawson's getting a run next year.
Yeah, he'll get the Red Bull seat.
No, well, he'll get the
He'll be in the junior, the Alpha Boss, the Hugo Boss Bulls,
Big
Hugo
Boss Racing.
Bulls Racing.
Why would you put your big gun in the second seat?
Well, that's where Yuki Tsunoda is at the moment.
Unfortunately,
when the F2 Championship finishes the same weekend, doesn't it? That goes through to
Marina.
Abu Dhabi, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
So
But
it's
with a
not like-
massive break.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I
you're
mean.
probably not going to run, say, Iwasawa. Iwasawa. Yeah,
Iwasa.
whatever.
I was.
Yeah, you're probably not going to run him until he's won the championship or finished that.
Or finish in a high enough position, yeah.
Yeah. So I think they're probably waiting on Super Formula to finish.
All Japanese lineup in AlphaTauri next year. Big Boss Racing.
Maybe.
There'll be one.
There'll be one, there won't be two.
So, yeah. It'll be Lawson and
Iwasa.
possibly.
Who is it, Dave?
Who is it?
I think Yuki's on the way out as well.
Yuki just got points. Dan didn't.
Does Yuki go to Super Formula then, and he just swaps with Lawson?
Nah, he'd have to go to one of the racing series.
I think Yuki become the third driver at Aston Martin.
Oh, for the Honda
possibly
connection.
Yeah.
I think that's probably Yuki's.
Yeah.
Or Iwasa, whatever his name is.
Iwasa.
He goes straight in that direction. And like
So-
another year of F2, and then gets ready for when it's Aston Honda Bull.
Yeah.
So they essentially will be the green Red Bull.
Does that mean we're going to have fancy boss clothing for the new Red Bull Junior team? And like fancy suits for all the drivers? Or at
Maybe.
least-
Maybe.
Imagine the race suits.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
because that's why I asked, is Dan like endorsed by Hugo Boss or whatever? Because they'll probably get him to jump on board.
Of course they will.
You don't really want Yuki to to have. Yeah, so there we go. He's going to go. So, do you reckon Martin's going to be an all Japanese team then, and they're going to do even though they said they don't want to?
No, they've still got to have the Canadian in there.
I reckon the Canadians' numbers.
I reckon him and
eventually it's going to
Yuki.
be. I reckon the Canadian's going to be gone in a couple of if not this year, probably I reckon next year will be his last season.
I reckon
He's
him
just
and
not
Yuki are going to
producing
have
the
to
result.
start their own team.
Canadian and
Like
Japanese
what they
billionaires.
did for Taku, like what Honda did. Start up Super Aguri again. So they got
Ooh.
somewhere to put Yuki.
Actually, Dave, I've just made a connection. Gotifi does a business course to start an F1 team, hires his Canadian mate who brings Yuki along. Rookie of the Year becomes a technical director advisor because he's out of a job too.
Yeah. Well,
Basically, that's
Alonso might go for another 14 years.
The way he's driving, yeah.
that's true.
Just that he's not even actually. It's taking kind of the fun about like his best lap ever, or that was my best race ever, and things like that. He's actually doing it good now. Whereas in the McLaren, it'd be like after every lap, he'd be like, "Oh, that was the best lap I've ever done in a Formula One car." So, dude, you were 19th.
Are you saying that Nick should have done that every time he did a lap so Helmut could have heard him just go, he's doing good laps. I don't need to check the times.
Yeah.
He's just telling me he's doing good times. You just got to have the confidence, Dave. If you tell people you've got the confidence.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing for Nick was that he was not that close to Yuki.
Yeah.
Dave, from what I understand, he wasn't close to anybody.
Yeah.
They were, when
yeah.
the Sweet Streeper came out, and he's like, "Nick, are you still racing? I've got to clean up the stuff for the F2 out of my way."
It's hard though. It'd be interesting to do a bit of an assessment on kind of his qualifying times and see how far off Yuki was. Like,
supposedly he never improved. From what they interviewed Helmet, he said he never. It was always like 3 tenths or whatever out, and it never changed. No matter what Yuki did, he was always,
and then see where kind of Yuki was in comparison to Gasly as well, because I think that's a big thing at the moment. Like, because Gasly's not exactly doing much next to Ocon. And really, Alonso did a better job than Ocon last year.
I should.
But do you think
some stuff down?
Do you think though that there's not enough replacement drivers to get rid of all the underperforming drivers this year?
Well, who else is underperforming?
Well, there's Canadian. There's Sargent. I'm just gonna list some names, Dave, and you tell me if they deserve their seat. Sargent, he's gone.
I think he'll probably be around for another year, but
I think he's got a 2-year contract.
But the thing is, Dave, I'm just going through this list. Magnussen, take him or leave him. He's just a filler.
I've heard that Magnussen, they have been shopping that seat around.
What about Hulkenberg?
Hulkenberg's a take it or leave it.
I've heard Hulkenberg has probably got a seat for next year.
Basically, anyone 14th and below, I reckon you can, except for Dan, because he's obviously Netflix need him.
Isaac, in here, Azerbaijan Grand Prix, here's an example. Yuki qualified 8th. Nick de Vries, last. That's the biggest gap I've seen so far.
That's so good.
I'm going through all the races. I'm
going through all the qualifying. What was the qualifying on the race at Spa?
Nick was that slow he didn't even get a time.
No, what was the difference between Yuki and Dam?
Yuki was 11th. Dan was 19th. Still,
just in front of the guy who didn't come out of the pits.
Wasn't that the one though where Dan got no time because there was
that was the one
that ended up with no time?
He had a time, but he exceeded track limits, and he was still.
He would have qualified 6th. No, he would have qualified 6th with that time.
But he was still behind Yuki. That.
No, if he did that, he was actually faster.
No, he wasn't.
It's almost like Rob doesn't like Dan.
I know.
I'm getting that impression.
I'm like learning this over the last couple of weeks that Rob's not a fan of Dan at all.
I don't like his personality, okay?
How could you not like his personality?
Really annoys me.
Well, let me put it this way. He out-qualified Yuki in Hungary.
Who? Dan?
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. On his
he did his
first race. He did
a Magnussen. He came in first race in, did really well, and that will be the last of it.
No, I reckon he'll do well at Zandvoort as well.
Speaking of washed up ex-Formula 1 drivers.
Yep. Which one?
Kamui Kobayashi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He raced F1, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's going to be at the NASCAR race in 2 weeks that Brody Kostecki and Shane Van Gisbergen is racing at.
Yeah.
Wait,
is Bunton
doing
Van
that
Gisbergen?
Yes, he's in it.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's going to be racing in his Mustang?
Yes. So he's in it. Shane Van Gisbergen.
I think there was someone else.
Bodie Costa Keki.
That's going to be an easy one for them as well.
I know. All we needed was Heimgartner in there too, and it really would have got
Yeah.
him.
I don't understand. They got the guy Martin Truex Jr. Truex.
French
I'm
Canadian.
pretty sure. I would think it'd be True. Not Trey.
Right? Yeah.
No, it's American.
If it's
Truex.
Truex.
Correct.
X.
Like X to the Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as well the pronunciation thing. They because
they seem
they've
to be
got
able to
their
get
heads up
AJ
their
Allmendinger.
asses. They don't.
They seem to be able to get AJ Allmendinger's name right, and that's just as bad.
Yeah, but I think because he's come through
He's come
the
through the
American
series.
system,
Yeah.
whereas
Yeah.
their attitude would have been, well,
Who is
fuck
this
this guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to be last because we're awesome, and
Hmm.
no one can come in and win NASCAR unless you're a NASCAR person.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, crap. And I don't know how to say his name. So, whereas I will give it to like the Australian commentators, like they will actually learn people's names and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas the harder ones in NASCAR are that because they've come through the system,
There's a guy called Eric
Almirola. Yeah,
His first name is spelled Aric. Eric.
yeah,
ARRC.
A-R-I-C.
Eric.
yeah,
Eric.
yeah.
Eric.
Which I think they pronounce it more like Eric.
Yeah. Eric Almedy. Elmora? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just looking at the screen.
Have you seen how many races they do at NASCAR?
Yeah, ridiculous.
It's like
38, isn't it?
38, 36.
Here we go.
It's a lot.
Here we go. According to the current standing, Shane Van Gisbergen is 36th in the championship.
Okay.
Out of how many?
He's ahead of Jensen Button.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Button's only done 2 rounds, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was shit at both of them.
And well, at least they're both beating
So-
Raikkonen.
He hasn't done too. The previous one at Coda, he didn't do too bad.
Shane Van Gisbergen, he came in and won the first one.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
but he's
the first time since God knows
Button's
when.
an open wheeler driver. Excuse.
Button's a nobody.
Yeah.
What did Button done?
In these circumstances, I'm going to stick up for Shane Van Bergen every day of the week. When he comes to races supercars, he can go to hell.
Van Bergen.
Who's that? Shane Van Gisbergen.
Shane Van Gisbergen. He can go to hell.
Gizenbergen.
Supercars, he can go to hell. Penalties deserved. Can't bump and run. In NASCAR, he's a god.
What
When he goes over there.
What was with that penalty that he
Yeah, I
got?
saw that too. What was
They
that?
barely touched him.
I think the problem with that is that it's been building up for a long time,
Yeah.
and because people were making a big deal about it so early on that we better do something about this. Yeah, because he's been getting away with it for far too long.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that one was in the rear bumper bar push.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't where some of the others are a bit on the side or with the crossover and things like that. That was a square bang in the bumper.
Yeah.
All good.
So, yeah,
So,
we
yeah,
basically
also
covered the
beaten-
weekend.
He's also
Yeah,
beaten
basically.
Travis Pastrana at NASCAR as well.
Pastrana only did Daytona, didn't he, though?
Yeah.
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 And
And Red Bull breaking another trophy as well.
And he got 11 at Daytona. 11th.
Pastrana
Hey.
did.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have
no.
a question, Dave. Did
Yep.
did Max really need a gearbox?
No. He needed 2.
Because it just feels like they're either like Christian's just going, I don't know if this gearbox is any good. Hey, Max, it doesn't matter where you could start in another country, you'll still win. Can you just chuck this gearbox in so we can just give it a look? It just
Do you think next round they'll swap over two things so it's like a 10-place grid penalty?
Yes.
So it's like a challenge mode.
Dave, you know when you
he'll
play
just
like
not
certain video
qualify?
games, and if you turn off certain stuff, you get a better bonus when you finish the race? Like you get plus 20%, like if you turn off traction control and stuff. I think that's what they think happens. And Max is like, if I turn off traction control, driving line, and all this, I go faster. Because in Max's mind, if he could turn off engineer in ear, he would be like, I would just do so much better. If it was just me on the radio telling you things and you don't need to tell me things back, I reckon I would be so much faster because I'm not having to talk.
Maybe that could be one of the challenges in the race.
Just don't talk to his engineer.
Do you reckon he'll do a Hulkenberg and just not qualify?
Possibly.
Well,
he didn't watch that though, Dave. So
no, he could get to that point though.
Yeah,
they're like,
we'll see how many people.
qualifying's overrated.
Spa would have been the place for him to do it.
Yeah,
because there's a couple of tracks coming up where there's a good chance he could not win.
Where's Zandvoort?
Like Zandvoort?
No, Zandvoort's Red Bull.
I reckon McLaren could have a good chance there.
Quick question, Rob. Is it a racetrack?
Yes.
Then Max will win.
It's actually a sandy outcrop.
It's a Max Verstappen stadium.
Exactly.
Even better for him to come on. Just
the
agree with me
question
with one
is,
thing.
McLaren might beat Perez.
Yeah.
Yes.
McLaren might beat Perez at
Zandvoort.
But there's only one real straight at Zandvoort. There's a lot of technical stuff that McLaren might be right at.
And you've got that corner as well.
Max.
You got that mass bank. You got that big Max. You got the banking corner as well.
Zandvoort, and it's Max.
And where is
but
it?
Even better.
It's like Nigel Mansell at Silverstone.
But it's like watching Ferrari lose at Monza. It's very entertaining. It's just watching all the Ferrari fanboys cry.
Rob, that's Ferrari.
Yeah,
that's Ferrari.
It's bound to happen. Yeah.
We're talking about Max in 2023.
Hell no, let me have something. He won't let me hate on bloody Dan Money Badger. Did you know he gave himself the Honey Badger nickname?
Yeah, because he's fearless. And he's fearless enough to give himself a nickname.
There's no friends.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of bravery to do that, Rob.
Brought to you by Caltex is my name, thank you.
Yeah. So Dave, do we think Max just keeps winning for the rest of the season and no one catches him, and it's just a second place catch up?
Eventually, there will be a mechanical failure.
Well, Dan will win.
Say that.
Dan will win at Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the question. If they do get rid of Perez for Las Vegas,
give him the win at Mexico.
Nah, not happening.
Nah,
and then Dan gets
Lawson
gets a run at Las Vegas, maybe
because Dan's taking the Red Bull seat.
No, in the Red Bull seat. No. Yuki and Lawson in the Red Bulls, Las Vegas.
Is this Max's new challenge?
Yeah.
Win it too easy in the Red Bull. You've got to win in the Toro Rosso.
Yeah. And
Honda.
Put Dan and Max in Alpha Tauris and see
Dan's
who's
already
quicker.
there.
So Dan's actually got a bit of a head start. He's raced a few races. Put them head to head.
Hey, Dave, I have another question. Are the Red Bulls at all equal machinery? Like, how equal are they?
I've heard the big issue is that because Checo's driving style is quite different to Max's. And the big problem Checo's having at the moment is he's trying to, because in theory, Max's setup, etc., is faster.
I was going to say,
he's trying he's trying to use like Max's setup where he could be faster if they set the car for him.
Yes, Rob.
But he's saying, no, I want to use Max's setup because that is the ultimate fastest. But he can't get the lap time out of it.
Can I answer this with a question?
Yep.
You want to answer a question with a question?
Is Perez a Monaco-based YouTuber at all?
No.
No, there we go. There's the answer. It's not equal machinery.
It's not equal.
Do you think that the what's his name curse is real though? Because he did go into McLaren's
Did
pit.
he actually go into McLaren's during
Well,
Spa?
I think there's a photo of him taking it, and I think that's enough for people to declare that Brittany cursed him.
Norris did okay, didn't he? In the end.
Can we have a little real talk here for a sec?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who?
We are over 40 minutes in, so.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Who currently on the grid do you reckon Red Bull should try and poach to have an actual equal against Max?
I would have to say one of the McLarens.
Yeah.
Or even Russell. It pains me to say.
I reckon Charles would be good. I reckon Charles and Max would be an interesting dynamic.
I don't know if Charles got the right headspace for that, though.
It's a very, that's the thing.
He seems like, because you've got to have someone, like I think Lando would probably be better in that kind of pressure environment.
I'd probably say Russell as well.
As super Alonso to that.
You know, I reckon Albon now. I reckon bring Albon back in.
Hey,
Albon hasn't got that. Like, Albon's here. You need to be.
Fair enough.
I think
it'd have to be. So it'd either be George or Orlando.
Guys,
I don't think George has got the.
I think Sargent.
Ultimate.
Let's put
Sargent in a Red Bull, and if he starts winning races, then we know it's purely car based, and then you can just put in a different person in each week.
Yeah.
Well, I think really at the moment you probably could.
What about they turn the second seat into like the NASCAR Trackhouse car?
Project 91.
They just get a different driver in each round.
We'll get Kimmy to have a crack.
Yeah.
Jensen Button.
Yeah.
Rob, it's a raffle, and you can just get any old, you've put your name in a hat.
One of the reserve drivers from any team.
No, I'm thinking like one of the team principals. Gunther just jumps in the car. Actually, we should have a team principal race.
They could have anyone but Colton Herter, because he hasn't got a super license.
Who do you reckon would win out of the team principals who are ex-racers?
Probably. Christian was probably the highest.
Christian was probably the best out of the lowest.
Christian was in Formula 2.
But do you reckon
F3000.
Toto practices secretly though on the simulator?
Well, Zach still does.
Yeah, but Zach's too fat.
Yeah, he's not going to. We're not talking about putting him in a. We're not talking about putting him in a Formula 1 car though.
Zach's gonna be the racer from like wacky races that drives in a wine barrel. So he's just got that extra girth.
I don't actually know what all the other team principals own, but Zach's car collection is pretty damn amazing.
That's ridiculous.
He has some fucking cool
That's
cars.
cool.
Yeah, I do like that. And watching him drive the V8 supercar around Laguna Seca was pretty cool. Race it around there. I must say.
Which one does he have? Has he got one of the
2011 Bathurst winner? No, the Town of Percat Bathurst winner.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Why did he buy that? Does he know much about V8s, or was it?
He owns a third of Walkinshaw and Andretti United.
That makes more sense.
He's usually here at Bathurst.
Yeah. He usually skips Suzuka for Bathurst.
Do you reckon maybe this
On
year
next-
instead of having someone cosplaying as Dan Ricciardo driving a Formula One car around the track, they could get someone cosplaying as Lando or Oscar driving around the track in a McLaren.
Lando and Max have known each other a while, haven't they?
Yeah, they're friends.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like actual friends?
Yeah, they're actual friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they went to what was it, Tomorrowland?
Yeah.
Until they're teammates
Yeah, then they hate each other.
and one beats the other.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
a different story then.
Max beats Lando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But I think that's Lando at the moment is probably your best bet to go up against him.
yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Lewis said that if he was in Checo's car, it wouldn't be as comfortable for Max.
No.
No,
I
it wouldn't
think
be.
I think Lewis
Yeah.
also just wants a championship winning car to get his 7th world champion.
It would still be comfortable, but it wouldn't be as comfortable.
He said it would only be. He said it might be only 50 points.
So at the moment, there's almost a 50-point gap between Lewis and George. Whereas
Wow.
George, I think Lewis has got his iron in this car now. Is this showing people that George really isn't as good as everyone made him out to be?
Well, didn't he get points in the Williams car?
He did.
Yeah.
Started with
And
Latifi.
didn't Nick get points in a Williams car? And you said he was better than Dan.
Yeah, everyone's better than Dan.
I'm just doing the Rob mental gymnastic arithmetic on this. So you've got George here, who's no good, that gets point in a Williams,
All right, we got the head
and then
change.
you've got Nick, who's really good.
Yuki
and got
for
points
life.
in a Williams.
Stroll got podiums in a Williams.
Yes.
Rob's trying to
Therefore-
work it out. He's trying to work it out in his head.
Yeah. Actually, George got a podium in the Williams too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 laps around Spa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Our favourite racetrack, where it doesn't matter what time of the year you go there, there's always rain.
Yeah. As long as it's in August.
yeah.
What are you talking about? We had it in July.
Wait, is that the Japanese Grand Prix?
No,
I looked
Japanese.
No,
forward
that's
to watch that
October.
again, Billy, and
What's that?
it's been
From-
rained out for
From
3 hours.
underwater,
Although technically next year it'll be in April.
the Japanese.
Yeah.
It'd
Still
be
rained
interesting
out.
to see if that, yeah.
Well,
You guys-
technically it's actually a better time of year because it's coming into spring.
They
miss that?
make it a powerboat race.
Did I miss that? Did you put that up?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
already put that up.
Yep. With it.
You were too busy getting a hat.
You were too busy, yeah.
Yeah.
You're too busy. You're too
Mate,
busy with your
making some
conspiracy
point about a Williams driver or something and then putting on
Yeah,
an
exactly.
AlphaTauri hat.
Basically, you were trying to
He's
say.
gone quiet.
Basically, Rob,
Yes, he has.
you've basically said that Nick and George Russell are the same on in equal machinery. They're both the
Yeah.
same.
Yep.
on
Now he's avoiding
paper,
us.
On paper, they are the same.
I'm a little bit surprised at the difference there between George and Lewis in the championship.
Let me put it this way: George is equal 5th with Charles on 99 points.
That hat gets thrown over there.
Which one was that one?
The Ferrari hat. after the weekend. Hang on.
Yeah.
You don't need any other hat when you've got a Techron
Yes.
Techron.
hat.
Oh,
no
Techno
card.
Ronnie.
Yeah.
I can't actually see my
Which hat you trying to find?
my Latifi hat.
Oh no,
That's because it's in the
no.
display case.
I have a
with the lasers to protect it.
I have a problem with not putting my hats back up on the hat rack.
Oh, yeah.
So now they just float around.
That's a shame.
The problem
So
with
you
having
guys
such a
want
big
to
desk.
see what's happened with the? You guys want to know what happened with our predictions last week? Who got points?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yes.
Well, wait one sec. Did you put down Rob's proper guesses or the ones Dave and I clearly said were the real guesses, and you still blew them?
No, I put down Rob's. I put down Rob's guesses.
Dave,
I did
Dave,
do as well.
I'd like a royal commission into Boovy's
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
Rob, do you want to do it?
Someone needs
Oh,
to
You can check the history.
review.
We've got the standings at the moment.
Yep.
Boovy is in the lead on 15 points.
Oh,
Convenient.
I come in second place on 12 points. And Dave and Matt are both tied on 7 points. Yuki is on 3 points, and Dan is on 0 points. I have to put that in the sheet so everyone knows.
Everyone who has access to the sheet.
yeah. It sounds like it's just a Booby Rob collusion sheet.
You guys have a link to it.
Conveniently,
Yeah,
we would never send this link.
Dave, wait a minute. I'm just checking the scores on this laptop. Dave's got 47 points, and I have 46 points, and Boovy and Rob are on 0. But don't check it because this is my special.
And Dan now has 4 points.
Dan's got 3 podiums and a fastest lap.
I've sent you his official invites, okay?
Okay.
It's convenient now after the fact.
Yeah. I was thinking, can we bring in a for the
Dave and Matt can get fucked at gmail.com.
for the second half of the season,
Yeah.
I was thinking of bringing in a new picking criteria.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
To pick who's going to get the last point in each race. So pick who gets 10th
10th.
place.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we still do 2, 3, 4.
Well, that's
and then
easy
10th
because
as
it's
well.
going to be
2, 3,
Dan.
4, and 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dan's gonna get 7.
And to make it more interesting, we make 10th place at 10 points.
Ooh.
Ooh. Catch up time.
Yeah.
So
I'm
who
in
has
for
got
it.
the most?
I'm in for it.
All right. Let me add these into the notes. 10 points for picking correct 10th place.
I love the fact that I'm watching this live as well.
Yes. I'll do some editing to the whole thing during the week. So I can
Dave, hear that? He's doing
place
some
it to-
editing to get himself.
They'd
Oh.
say magically next week they'll be on 16 points.
No,
Dave, you know what this seems like? Red Bull accounting. Once they've been caught, they're like, "Oh, I fixed the points now. Whatever. I'm not to blame, but I fixed it of whatever you think that I did wrong."
It
No, I
must have been a rounding error.
Is this because you guys are losing?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
You can
we're getting to my F2 review.
100%.
You're welcome to go back through each stream and check who you.
Rob,
Yeah.
I can imagine Dave being on last, but me, I'm an F1 genius, and I should not be in last place.
Yeah, equal last.
True. Yeah.
Yes,
that's
he
doing.
did.
What a good
Yeah.
race
Booby,
that
have you
was.
got your F2 report?
Hang on.
Yes, I do.
Can I just make one little snippet before we get there?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
In F3, Sophia Flores is the first female to get points in F3.
Nice.
After last
Really?
week. Yeah, she got 9th. Yeah, so
Beautiful.
good work.
I would
Good to
have
see
thought
coming up there.
there would have been someone before.
No, I did
Hey.
too, but yeah, none.
Hey Rob,
Yeah.
you know who didn't get points in F3 or F2 or F1?
Dan.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to.
I'm pretty sure Dan's had points in F1. Or are you talking about
Well,
because he didn't race F3 or F2?
Since he's
He
come
was
out of
too good, he
retirement,
didn't need to.
since he's stopped being a Disgrace X Formula One driver,
Or a Monaco YouTuber.
Monaco YouTuber, he lives in Monaco, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, but he's not
Yeah.
a YouTuber.
Did-
I think
did
he has
he-
got a YouTube channel.
Did
Yeah,
he beat Max in equal machinery?
Yes, he
in
did.
some races.
Some races, yes.
Oh, no, he did, didn't he?
Back when
Yeah.
Max was a junior.
And the Red
Max
Bull
still is a
wasn't
junior.
that dominant. Technically, he is.
What is he like? Fucking 23 still or something?
Didn't Max beat?
25?
Didn't Max beat Danny in a AlphaTauri?
No, they were both in Red Bulls.
Oh,
No, when Max first started, he was in
Holy
AlphaTauri.
crap! Max is 25 years old.
Oh,
God, makes
Jeez,
you
I'm
feel
getting
old,
old.
doesn't it?
because he was 16 when he got the Toro Rosso drive.
Yeah.
That's why you have to be 18 now, because these incompetent kids are racing Formula One cars.
He ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, basically.
Should make it only for 40 plus.
Yeah,
No, they were
then
supposed
we'd
to have
have
the
a
master.
chance.
No, there was supposed to be a Master Series, but they never.
Yeah.
They had a couple of races. Then
There
it
is
just
there
died,
is a
died in the
there,
arse.
there is a series in the UK that they do drive.
It's called Formula E.
No, they drive ex
Old,
Formula One cars.
old Formula One. Yeah,
Was it Formula
the Boss series. Yeah.
Yeah, sponsored by Hugo Boss.
Yeah. Just like AlphaTauri.
Big boss, Dick Racing. Boss GP. Yeah.
So do you guys need a break,
Yeah.
and I can do the quick F2 review?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Carry on.
Movies F2 report.
Wait for everybody to disappear. Okay, here we go. F2 this weekend. Actually did watch most of it live, which is actually a first for me instead of having to watch the replays. In the qualifying sessions, can't remember exactly how the weather was, but I've got a quick thing here of qualifying. Berman, Rob's guy qualified first. Vesti was second, and Martins was third. Let me quickly check this. Where is it? I'm not as prepared. I'm trying to think where did Doohan qualify. Doohan qualified 11th Doohan qualified 11th for that. So yeah, not too thing considering. And then sprint race. Fittipaldi got his first win, which is actually really good. Pocher finished second. And Hauger finished third. Doohan got fifth in there, so he definitely got some points there as well. So that's actually pretty good as well. And championship leader lost some points there against Pocher as well, where he finished sixth, but at least he got points. And in the main race, the main ring, go Doohan, go the Aussie, 2 in a row, which has actually really helped his championship. So Doohan finishing first there. I think there was only one real incident in the race. Can't remember exactly what it was. Like I said, very underprepared this week. Technically should have taken notes, but I didn't. So Doohan finished first, Pocher finished second, Fittipaldi finished third, and Vesti crashed. That's what happened. Vesti had an accident and didn't actually finish the race, so he lost points out there to Pocher. So thanks to that, we have a new leader in the Drivers' Championship, which is Pocher on 168 points. We got Vesti second on 156. Iwasa's third at 134 points. Doohan's moved up to fourth on this weekend, scoring 4 and 26 in the sprint and main race. So he's got 130 points, and Victor Martins is fifth on 120. Now, for the teams championship, Art GP's first on 288, Prema's second on 258, Roden Carlin's third on 176, Dams is fourth on 173, MP Motorsport is fifth on 135, and Doohan's team Invictica Virtuoso Racing's sixth on 130. So all in all, really good weekend. Similar summer break to the F1 guys, and we'll see them back at Zandvoort. And that's my F2 report for the week.
Hi, that was brought to you by Caltex.
With Techron.
Techron. Genuine 100% Techrons.
Yes.
So, how many more rounds to go?
So we got Zandvoort, Monza, Zandvoort, Monza, and Yas Marina.
So there's only three. So really, Jack's not really in the championship.
Jack's, he can't.
He's only 30 points behind.
He's only 30 points.
Well, so it's...
We could.
38.
We could take it. If he
does
could
finish second still.
Yeah.
Like that. mathematically, he still could win the championship, but more realistically, he could finish second or third.
He's probably better off, though, if he can
Not-
still have a drive next year. Yeah.
In F2.
Yeah. Although then that does make him a third-year F2 driver.
Well, Porsche's a third-year F2 driver.
So 2.5.
Yeah, and where's Porsche going to end up next year if she wins the championship?
AlphaTauri? No, sorry, Alfa Romeo. They'll probably get rid of one of the guys there. Actually, no, sorry. both
Red
of them
Bull.
on contract. He'll be at Red Bull. Somebody will pinch him. He'll be a for Alfa Romeo. Or Audi.
Will he, though?
No, probably not.
I don't
Yeah.
think it'll
But
be.
technically,
It'll be
this week, technically what you want is you don't really want to win the championship this year. You still want to do another year.
has there been any silly season talk yet? Apart
Not
from
much.
Charles supposedly re-signing another contract with Ferrari.
Hasn't
nothing
Charles
yet.
already got a long-term
Yeah, I thought he had like a 7-year.
He was already
7 million year.
locked in there
I think he had a
till...
2+3 or 3+2 or something. I think he
It
extended.
wasn't ridiculous, but yeah, I thought he was already there
Yeah,
similar-ish time to what Lando is.
yeah.
It wasn't as bad as
Where
Max's
are we?
84-year
Yeah.
contract.
No,
Yeah.
he's only at the moment he's contracted till the end of next year, but it hasn't been
Oh,
extended
okay.
yet.
I thought it was for 20 up to...
No, he's only
25.
2024.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Lewis is
still...
only contracted till the end of this year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Perez next year, but that contracts mean jack shit.
Yeah. Perez is contracted as long as...
Oh. Did you hear the other news about Shane Van Gisbergen?
Gisbergen.
Going to do a truck race.
Yeah, doing a NASCAR truck race.
What
Yeah.
the?
Nice.
Camping World
truck
Series
race?
truck.
Oh, so
like
Matt,
Utes,
in
but bigger.
NASCAR, yeah. So basically, they take the American
F3.
trucks.
Yeah, it's
So
it's
for
the
NASCAR,
F3.
it's F3 for NASCAR. But
It's the
they're
F3 with
American-
F trucks.
Yes.
Ooh.
F3 with
So they race-
F100s.
Oh.
F150s.
F150s, aren't they? And
F150s, and Silverados.
Tundras and...
They
Yeah.
race Silverados. they race
Maybe.
Do they
Rams.
race the Rams?
You
as
can't
well?
ram. He's
I
not a
don't know.
ram.
Yeah, he
Rams.
tried that on the weekend and got penalised.
Yeah. I might actually watch this race. It'll be Monday morning. It's always Monday morning.
The
It's always
truck
Monday
or the NASCAR?
Oh, truck. Well, actually, the truck will be before the Cup Series,
Yeah, it
so
will
that'll
be.
already be on.
Yeah.
Man, actually, I don't even know if that's
But
on
Nashville's on Monday. That's
Is it?
this week, isn't it?
Is
Yeah, I
Nashville
think
this
so.
weekend?
Yeah, Nashville's this weekend.
So we got racing on the weekend,
Yes.
There is we've
but
got
it's not until Sunday though.
Well, it's not until Monday, really.
technically
Yeah.
Monday.
Oh no, qualifying is not until Sunday.
Yeah.
Can you watch the Camping Truck World Series shit on anywhere?
I have no idea.
Nope. Don't know
That
what's going
sounds
on.
like a thing that would probably be on Stan, Rob, for some reason.
Yeah, just a.
I don't think Stan has the budget for any
Yeah.
NASCAR series.
Exactly.
NASCAR.
I'm
Yeah, they've only got.
I'm
the
just
Cup
having a
Series,
look on
maybe.
KO here.
Yeah, same.
What's this? So I'm just checking the broadcast. I'm just checking things. So we've got IndyCar this weekend, Nashville. We've
Yeah.
got the Michigan 400, NASCAR. So that's all the American. So that's
Also,
there any,
guys,
sports
we've got
cars?
the Grand Prix that Max is going to win. I don't know what it's called, but Max is probably just going to win.
Yeah, he's gonna
win the
this
summer
week.
holiday break. He's going to win. the
No,
summer
he's going to
holiday
do a
break.
virtual race and crash into someone because 8 races ago that person crashed into him, and Max is definitely one to hold a grudge.
Yeah,
It looks like KO's only got the Cup Series.
yeah.
Oh, has it? Okay, doesn't have the trucks.
Yeah.
I know they do full replays on. They used to on NASCAR on YouTube, but that's no help.
Okay. Did you guys want to know what penalty points each driver's on in F1?
7. Well, Lewis got
Who's-
2 points.
who's winning?
So he's
Who's winning?
Yeah,
though?
who's winning?
not Max.
So far, no. Max has only got 2 points. Perez 2 points. Lewis 2 points.
Who's got 10?
Russell's got 4.
Yeah.
So he's highest at the moment.
That's dangerous.
Charles got 1.
Wait, how many
Carlos
points do you have to
got
get
2.
before you get in trouble?
12.
Yeah.
So none
same
of
as
them
your
are
last
close, are they?
No,
So
not
Lando's
this
on
year.
2. Oscar's got nothing yet.
How many's
Alonso's
Dan
2.
on?
Oh, here we go. 7.
What's who?
Dan?
Dan.
No, Lance is on
Oh.
7. Esteban's got no points. Gasly's on 5 points. Yuki's on 3.
The
These are all from last year as well.
Hamilton got his 2 points from that incident with Perez at
Yes.
Spa sprint race.
No, Belgium. Yeah. He just got
which
the 2
was-
points. So he's on 0 points. So he just
That
got
was
2
a
points.
bullshit penalty as it was,
Oh, no, it was.
and then got 2 points on his license because of it.
Yeah.
Because he pushed him a bit wide, or he went into a corner probably maybe a little too hot and
exactly.
understeered into him. But Perez had plenty of room
Oh, yeah.
still anyway.
All right.
If
Gasly's
that
on
was
5.
someone doing that to Yuki, though, you'd probably.
Oh yeah, they
Right.
full.
It's just because you're a Hamilton fan. You're saying it's
Throw the-
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on Hamilton's stand.
What is it?
Team-
Dan's
team,
Dan's still got
H.
4 points from last year still. And one of them was causing a collision with Yuki. At Mexico.
How
Grand
many
Prix last year.
Gasly's got at the moment? Has Gasly got rid of his yet, or
No, he's still got 5.
Yeah, but he was. What was he at? 10.
No, he
Late
was, I
last
don't know,
year.
but he's currently, something
Yeah.
like that. So he doesn't lose.
Yeah.
He loses 2 points after the 9th of October.
Because they considered, or he asked to sit out some rounds or something last year so that he'd start clean with,
0 point.
yeah, Alpine.
So we could smash into some people, Dave. Just get his
Basically.
points clear so we could take
Yeah.
out some people
Well,
first.
anyway,
some of
he'll
the
get-
fear was him going to Alpine on the limit of losing
Well, he's only got 5.
O'Law's having to sit out race.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
he's got 5 penalty points at the moment. So
Mm.
2 from Japan last year, 2 from the US last year, and 1 from Mexico last year.
Mm.
That's what he's got. Sonoda's got 3 penalty points.
That's as many points as he's got in this season. Isn't that right, Rob?
yeah, which is more
Yeah.
than Dan.
No, Dan's got 0 points on both. So his
No, he's
ratio
got
is
4.
the same.
He's
Yeah,
got 4
no,
penalty
that's what I
points.
said. He's got 0.
Yeah.
Well, Dan's even better.
Yeah,
Not with the
he's got
penalty
4.
Mm,
Yeah, he's got 4
penalty
points, Rob. 4's better
Yeah.
than 3.
Yeah, he's winning.
That's
And
penalty
our other Australian's also on 0 points as well.
What else?
That's the
Yes.
pastry.
And yeah, he's on 0 points as well. Both of them are.
Yeah.
And Logan Sargent.
I mean,
You need
at
to-
this
you
point,
need to do
how many
something to get
has the
points.
Forgotten Chinaman got, Booby?
2.
What's he done?
Yeah. How could they give him
collision.
points if they forgot about him?
Well, I
Yeah,
forgot
do they
about
give
him.
him
So
points
in
after the
Hungary,
race?
well,
Yeah.
he got 2 points. He got 2 penalty points for causing a collision with Daniel Ricciardo in Hungary.
Jerk.
No, no,
What a dick. Should have been more.
I know.
Yeah.
Should have been 4.
Yeah.
Ban him for 3 races. In fact, he's probably been banned for a couple of races and no one's noticed.
Probably.
Maybe that's why we haven't noticed him on the telecast. Because he got
Oh, yeah, you
secretly
rarely
banned.
see- yeah,
You know what I
something
think
like
it is, Dave? Because they don't bother showing Max anymore, and they don't
Yeah.
really look at the back. I feel like because he's a part of the back crew, where you want to be right now is in the middle with Lewis.
So you
Yeah.
want to be with Lewis, Alonso, George.
George.
Well,
yeah.
obviously Sky's going to follow Lewis around and just forget that and Max races.
Well, it was funny on the telecast. I think it was in the sprint when Lewis blatantly crashed into the side of Perez, lightened him up and just aimed fire. And the commentators started defending him a lot.
Who was it? Was it Crofty or was it Rundle?
I think it was more Crofty.
Yeah, Crofty's a bit
I
like
vaguely
that.
remember.
And then,
I'm like, and then he got a penalty for it. And it's a bit like,
Yeah.
eat a dick, Crofty.
no. The big BBC commentator on that is Ted.
He's an
Ted
idiot.
Yeah, Ted's really gone.
He still
like,
hasn't
lost the
forget it.
plot.
He's lost the
Yeah.
plot on that. Anytime that comes up,
Yeah.
oh my god,
He's
forget
got
it.
a lot worse because Ted used to be really level-headed.
Yeah.
But for some
on it,
reason,
and
when
he
it
was
comes to that
probably-
one,
Yeah,
yeah, just-
he's really.
like if that topic
Yeah.
comes up, he just goes nuts. But everything else, he seems to be fine. You can talk about any other topic with him, calm, level-headed, no problems whatsoever. Bring up 2020, bring up the Abu Dhabi race where Hamilton lost, and all of a sudden,
No.
shit.
Booby, Hamilton
Max
didn't lose.
won.
He was robbed.
Max
He was-
won.
I would happily
Hamilton
go
didn't
back.
lose. Max won.
I would happily go back to that season, watching two drivers fight it out every race.
Oh yeah,
And
that was a
be a
great season.
questionable win at the end
Yeah.
than what we
Yeah.
get at the moment.
Yeah,
You
like
know
the
what,
last
Rob?
two seasons.
For people who don't care about Max or Lewis, like
Yeah.
me, I think it was the best way to finish because, on one hand, seeing Toto angry was fantastic, but on another hand, can you imagine that having to Mr. Ginger Spice? That would have been the most amazing. In fact, I reckon that would have been better than Toto's meltdown.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I would have liked to have seen it be a fair battle to the end, but I also kind of liked how it finished because it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because
I think
wanna
the
see it
only
happen.
way that Ginger has the meltdown though is if you like reverse the roles that like Max was dominating the race the whole way through. Whereas, like Lewis, other than obviously what happened at the start happened, but then you kind of after that incident on the first lap, it was just like, oh, Lewis has got this championship won.
Yeah.
So if Lewis had gone on to win after the safety car, it's like, well, for 50 odd laps or whatever, we knew it was over.
Exactly.
Whereas if Lewis hadn't done what he did on the first lap and Max was leading all race and then you reverse the roles, then you would have had Ginger Spice meltdown.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Has Latifi got his payment from Red Bull yet?
That's why he's retired.
That's why he's retired.
Do you reckon he's going to come back as a business advisor once he gets his business, becomes a businessman?
Nah, he's going to look after the Nutella business in Canada.
Maybe he'll start his own F1 team up.
I hope he does.
Racing.
With Andretti.
Yeah. Isn't the other Canadian trying to do that?
Stroll.
Who's that? Stroll.
Nah, Villeneuve.
Ryan Reynolds.
Villeneuve. I hope
Yeah.
so.
Mike Myers.
But
Avril Lavigne.
Billy.
I know it's
Cup price Billy Corgan.
Chad Kroger of Nickelback. I could list a couple more.
Yeah, go for it.
He looks like a cup price Billy Corgan now with his bald head.
Oh, Villeneuve. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
It's just Villeneuve's best mate, Craig Pollock. For what is it? Formula Equal.
Formula Equal. All right.
Yeah.
You guys want to do predictions for IndyCar this week?
33s to the moon.
I'm going with what Dave said.
It's a road course, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's straight to street.
Is
Below
it the bridge
Dixon, Scotty.
Is the one that goes over the bridge?
Yeah.
It's Nashville. Oh, it is that one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, Colton, Pillow, Dixon.
Colin will find a way to fuck it up.
Yeah, I know it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
You know what? I want
Stingray's
the favorite. I want the favorite New Zealander to win it.
Stingray
Marcus Armstrong.
No, he's the rookie. Actually, I wouldn't mind the rookie winning it, Marcus Armstrong. He
Yeah.
actually raced really well before he got punted out.
Yeah,
other straight race.
Stingray.
Yeah. Stingray's
Stingray's not
not
gonna make it.
Stingray's not last in the rookie standings at the moment of the four rookies.
Who's last?
Pedersen?
Ben Pedersen, yeah.
Okay.
I
How's
thought it
Arm-
would have been Stingray.
The man who got asked to not continue racing at Iowa because he was too slow.
Oh wow, Rob, who's winning the
Yeah.
rookie?
Marcus is winning the
Oh,
rookie.
nice.
Yeah.
Even though he's
Doing
missed
half
out
the
on
races?
half the races.
He's only doing the road courses, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
I
who takes over
Augustino,
for the ovals?
considering
Who takes over for
Yeah.
the ovals? Is it Sato?
yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Augustine's in a much shitter car, and he's not that far behind. So I reckon Augustine's doing a pretty
Sounds
good job.
like Dan.
considering and Canapino, like Armstrong's come from F2.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's open wheel up.
Canapino's come from Argentinian tin tops.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
He's fucking like 42 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
He's doing all right,
Like he's with the smallest team.
I still like that he hadn't spoken English like until like a month or two before he came to race.
He speaks English better than me.
Yeah.
And he's only been doing it for a few months.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Back to school, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm going to
he's
his school.
His class is like an absolute superstar in Argentine. Just
well, he's like 14 times he's won the saloon car championship or whatever there.
Yeah. He's their Peter Brock, but actually won more than 2 championships.
Brock won 3.
Sorry, 3. Still not that many. Still not 14.
He won 3, but at least he won the most important race. He won Bathurst 9 times.
Yeah. It
It's
wasn't
hard
even
to
just
do his
him.
job, isn't it?
It was
I know,
a different time back then.
It was.
Exactly.
Different cars.
Yeah.
They were proper
even
production
machinery.
cars.
I was very much a Dick Johnson fan.
Oh, weird. So you're
Best name.
Nails
ever.
of Rocky.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
The underdog.
So anyway,
the underdog who
I'm
won more championships.
I'm going the underdog.
Yeah.
The underdog.
Who are you going?
Thirsty Threes.
Of course you are.
They're going to the moon. With Will Power and Marcus Armstrong.
All right. It's like a Kiwi sandwich in between the Aussie.
Or New Zealand East.
No.
Australia East.
Yeah. No, Will Power's Australian.
Yep.
Yeah.
Scott McLaughlin's Australian.
Kiwi.
Australian.
Kiwi.
Mark
Scott McLaughlin's Australian.
He keeps saying he's Kiwi.
He's
He's
Australia
from the
East.
7th state.
We traded Tasmania to New Zealand.
No,
And
there's no
taken-
trading. We've inherited New Zealand.
We've given them Scott Dixon.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
fine. You can have Scott
we take
Dixon. We'll
McLaughlin.
have Scott McLaughlin.
I just wish
And for
Dixon
some
was more
reason now
likable.
Russell Crowe's now an Australian rather than New Zealander.
No, they can keep
No,
him.
Yeah.
they've got him.
We threw him
no
back like he threw a phone
Yeah.
at someone's head.
Yeah.
No trades on that one.
No
Yeah.
trades
Yeah,
on
no
that one, that's
backsies.
guaranteed. No backsies on that one.
I'd
Who
rather
else can
Scott
we claim?
Dixon.
Can we claim Crowded House as well?
No, only split ends.
Only split ends? Okay, fair enough.
Wood on.
Or do we claim him?
Uns.
Do we claim him as Australian after they changed their name to Crowded House?
Yeah, that's the adoption.
Yeah.
Their new
Yeah.
That's the
adoption.
adoption thing.
Yeah, that's So yeah, I think we covered
that's
everything and
I think we
nothing.
have.
Also,
Covered nothing.
I'd like to just can I say that Max will win IndyCar? Is there a chance that he could just
He's
show
just
up
going to
and
go
win?
and do that for fun.
He's going to do
Yeah.
IndyCar for fun next week.
That
This
would
week.
actually be amazing if he's just like he's done some side deal kind of thing,
So we-
Oh,
and he
yes, they want
and he
to race
rocks up
IndyCar.
and he's like, "Surprise, guys! I'm just doing this side mission this weekend. I'm going to go and win Nashville just for shits and giggles."
You know when you play those video games, it's like get 100% on this game, and one of
Yeah.
the things is just to collect races. He's just
Yeah.
looking and going, "I could do Indy this week. I could
Yeah.
probably do a NASCAR while I'm here."
He's like,
Technically, he,
triple crown coming.
Yeah,
I reckon he might go for it. Eventually.
Just for shits and giggles.
Of course.
him and
that's-
Yuri just go over to Indy 500.
Yeah.
Yep.
He starts in the
That's-
pit.
Next series, fuck, I can skip Monaco.
Yeah.
That's
Let somebody
fine.
else win that one.
Yeah.
Well,
I've won it twice.
I'm assuming by the time Monaco comes around next year, he's won 30 races in a row, and he's like,
Yeah. That would be the only thing that would probably stop. Is like, this could wreck my streak.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Matt,
count as a Snapchat streak
Yeah.
if I'm not there.
Exactly.
Do you reckon, Dave, if he loses the streak, he gets bored and then just starts like wandering off, and he just tells Christian, he's like, "I don't even know why I'm here. I'm going to go to Argentina and race in one of their races."
I want to. No, he'll get. Let's say. What else can I do around the world? Okay, I'll do.
You know what he'll do? He'll go to
do-
Mexico and win the Mexican thing.
No,
Just
he'll
do
do the
brother in
Baja
Checo's
1000 then.
face.
Hey, Matt, can I
Yeah.
just ask you two more people if we consider them Australians or not?
Okay.
One is Scribe.
Oh, I want him to
Not
be, but
many?
he's definitely
Any?
an Islander.
Yeah.
No.
What about OMC from How Bizarre? How
No,
Bizarre.
no,
No,
no.
Those two
They're
different
more Hawaiian than they are Australian.
they're Kiwis.
Yeah, they're Kiwis. They're
Yeah,
not.
but
They're
we
not.
don't claim him as an Australian.
They're almost Hawaiians. All right, no, just checking.
And on that bombshell,
Yep.
Yes.
Next
All
week, next week we're gonna start a backseat drivers playlist of music, and I want you
okay.
all to bring a song each for it.
Okay.
okay.
Can it be an original composition?
No, has to be
'Cause
not
I
you, Matt.
feel like DJ Matt's going to be back on the mixing.
No, that's a separate album.
Okay.
We'll be selling copies of.
Can we sell it or just put it on iTunes and then just try to?
Get it to
It uses a lot of samples.
We'll sell it. So we'll sell it in tape form.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Or CD.
like a metal tape.
We'll put it
I
on
thought-
Spotify.
I thought you guys only listened to records.
I thought everything had to be on vinyl.
Yeah.
Trying to get a record player in the car at the moment. All right.
I think we've done all right.
We've
We'll
done
see you next week for the summer break.
Thanks
Nashville
Thanks
review.
for Caltex for sponsoring this episode.
With Techron.
Techron.
Tech Ron.
Oh,
No, I didn't get the
Good
memo
night.
on the hat.
Good night, everyone.
good night.
So yes.
Tech Ron for life.